Can we ever separate rap artists and crime? Amazing artists emerge all the time in the hip-hop industry, but some are also criminal. Nowadays, technology, specifically body cams, shows us the arrests of rappers for alleged crimes. This video will reveal the 8 dumbest ways rappers got arrested. Tay-K. Tay-K, whose real name is Tamor Trayvon McIntyre, was born on June 16, 2000. He is a popular American rapper and attended Martin High School but left after his first year. His musical preferences were shaped by Chief Keef, Young Pappy, Eazy-E, XXXTentacion, and Soulja Boy. He gained attention for his popular track, The Race, in 2017. This song reached number 44 on the Billboard 100 and has sold over 1 million units as of January 2018. The details of Tay-K's case and arrest were not only dumb, it was almost unbelievable. In January 2017, Tay-K was on house arrest while waiting for his certification hearings due to charges of robbery and murder. But before the hearings, Tay-K and another individual removed their ankle monitors and fled to San Antonio, Texas. Right before leaving, he shared his anger about being on house arrest and his resistance against the police on Twitter. He said, "F this house arrest 12, they gon' have 2, catch me on hood." Just when you might be tempted to think this is a dumb move. Tay-K and the other suspect reportedly robbed and killed a man named Mark Anthony Saldivar while on the run. In this unending sequence of madness, Tay-K went on to New Jersey, where he recorded his popular song, The Race. This song talks about how he tried to escape the police and his legal problem. The other suspect was caught in May 2017, and on June 30th, 2017, Tay-K was caught by the U.S. Marshal Service in New Jersey. When they caught him, he acted like he had swallowed pills to avoid being taken into custody. They took him to a hospital but didn't find any proof that he had taken any pills. Then he said he was hearing things. They sent him to a mental health ward to check him, and he stayed there for a day and a half before he was put in jail. Let's take a detailed look at the crime that led to his arrest in the first place. In July 2016, Tay-K was arrested along with 6 others on murder charges. This crime happened during a break-in that ended in the death of Ethan Walker in Mansfield, Texas. On July 26, 2016, Tay-K, along with 20-year-old Ariana Barat and 19-year-old Megan Holt, planned a robbery with Letharian Merritt, Jalen Bell, and Sean Robinson. Their target was Zachary Belote, who was only 17 years old. Holt and Barat were meant to seduce and make Belote trust so they could allow Tay-K and his associates to enter with weapons to steal money and drugs. One of the 2 women opened the door, and Belote and his friend Ethan Walker were robbed at gunpoint. Things got out of control, and Ethan Walker was killed while the robbers tried to escape. During an interrogation that lasted about 2.5 hours, Tay-K admitted he was involved in the failed robbery. He also mentioned that he had looked for drugs inside the house. After the manhunt that led to his capture in June 2017, his legal journey started, and he was moved to an adult jail on July 20th, 2017. A hearing was held on August 30th, 2017, to decide if he should be treated as a juvenile or an adult. His lawyer, Trent Lofton, expressed confidence that Tay-K would be cleared of charges. However, it was determined that he would be treated as an adult for the case, though the trial was postponed due to insufficient evidence. One of Tay-K's partners received a 20-year sentence for robbery and capital murder in February 2018. Another accomplice, Megan Holt, pled guilty to robbery and agreed to testify against others for a 20-year sentence. Letharian Merritt was given a life sentence without parole for capital murder, while Ariana Barat got 25 years for aggravated robbery. In August 2018, Sean Robinson pled guilty to murder and was sentenced to 40 years. In November 2018, Jalen Bell pleaded guilty to aggravated robbery and got 30 years. Tay-K's defense argued that because his case began as a juvenile one, he should be granted bail under new Texas law. But the judge denied bail, expressing concern about the nature of the crime. In May 2018, it was confirmed that Tay-K wouldn't face the death penalty or life imprisonment without parole. If convicted, he could get 40 years to life in prison with parole possibility. During the trial on July 15, 2019, Tay-K pled guilty to aggravated robbery, and on July 19, 2019, he was found guilty of murder and robbery. He faced almost a century in prison. His song, The Race, written while he was evading authorities, was presented as evidence during the trial's sentencing phase. On July 23, 2019, he was sentenced to 55 years for murder, 30 years for 1 robbery count, and 26 years for 2 other robbery counts to be served together. He could be eligible for parole after 28 years. Blueface. Blueface was born in Los Angeles, California on January 20th, 1997. He spent his early years in Mid-City in central Los Angeles, going to different elementary schools. He then moved in with his mother in Santa Clarita Valley and later with his father in Oakland. He eventually settled in the San Fernando Valley. He went to Arleta High School after moving, where he joined the marching band and played the alto saxophone. He was also on the football team. In 2014, he became the starting quarterback, standing at 6 feet 3 inches tall and weighing 162 pounds. Blueface was the main quarterback for the the team. In 2014, he helped the team win a championship in the East Valley League. In 2013, he threw the ball for over 1,230 yards and made 17 touchdowns. Then in 2014, he threw for over 1,720 yards and made 21 touchdowns. Later, Blueface chose to play football for Fayetteville State University, but he left college football in 2016. In his Thotiana remix video, he acts as a popular high school quarterback who disrespects his coach because he's more interested in women and fame. This part of the video comes from his own time as a football player. Blueface became interested in rap music at a young age, with Snoop Dogg, The Game, and 50 Cent being his main influences. Blueface, whose real name is Jonathan Porter, had a lot of trouble with the law, but the most bizarre and noticeable one happened when he was arrested by Las Vegas police for a shooting that had happened a month before. The arrest took place outside a restaurant called Lolo's Chicken and Waffle. The arrest happened in a strange way and seemed silly. In a video that surfaced courtesy of TMZ after the incident, Blueface and his girlfriend were sitting on a bench using their phone. Suddenly, a group of undercover officers rushed in, grabbed Blueface, and pushed him against a wall. People who saw it said around 6 to 8 officers were involved, and they came in cars without any marking. People thought the officers acted too forcefully and quickly when they approached Blueface and his girlfriend. This might have seemed like too much and not needed. Others believe that when police use unmarked cars and undercover officers, it can be confusing for those being arrested. They might not be sure if it's really the police approaching them or a possible danger.
A rapper who goes by the name of Blueface appeared in court this morning. Police arrested Jonathan Jamal Porter yesterday at Lolo's Chicken and Waffles at the Hughes Center near Flamingo. A warrant was out for his arrest following a shooting that happened last month near Las Vegas Boulevard and Sunset. Porter's bail was set for $50,000.
Blueface was accused of serious crimes, including attempted murder and firing a gun in a building where people were staying. They took him to the Clark County Detention Center. A court spokesperson said a judge set his bail at $50,000. He was to appear in court again on January 24, 2023. Let's look at the details of the shooting that put him in this situation. Blueface was arrested for trying to hurt someone by shooting at their vehicle. This happened after a joke didn't go well and caused a fight at a strip club. According to documents obtained by TMZ, this took place at the Euphoric Gentlemen's Club in Las Vegas on October 8, 2022. The person who was believed to be the victim apparently joked about the rapper talking with some ladies in a cheap car. According to the police, this joke caused some of Blueface's friends to get angry, and someone believed to be the rapper himself ended up hitting the man's car several times. Based on the police documents, the man tried to leave in his car. He told the police that some people from Blueface's team might have thought he was getting a gun. Because of this confusion, Blueface supposedly fired shots at the man's truck as he was driving away. The police found signs of bullets hitting the truck, and the owner had a small bullet mark on his left hand. Day Baby. Day Baby, whose real name is Jonathan Lindell Kirk, was born on December 22, 1991. He became well known by putting out several mixtapes between 2014 and 2018. His first album, Baby on Baby, did well. One of its songs, Suge, even reached the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Despite his impressive achievements, he was caught up in many controversies, and these controversies were not pretty. One incident in particular grabbed attention. Some found it foolish, some found it ridiculous, and a few even found it amusing. Let's take a look, and you can form your own opinion. As per a police report, he was arrested on December 29, 2019 in Miami. It was reported that he got into a fight with the promoter because they disagreed about payment. A report from the Miami Police Department mentioned that the promoter, who wasn't named, said they had promised to pay DaBaby $30,000 for performing at Cafe Iguana Pines, a nightclub in Pembroke Pines, Florida. During the meeting at a Miami hotel, the promoter and a colleague handed only $20,000 to the rapper. DaBaby expressed dissatisfaction with the amount, which led to a heated argument. DaBaby and his group of friends attacked the promoter and his colleague. It's said that DaBaby punched the promoter and his friends went after the other person, causing them to fall. The police report mentions the guys took the promoter's credit card, $80, and iPhone. They even poured apple juice on it. The report says that DaBaby and his group left in a dark SUV, but he was caught by the police when he got back to his hotel. The police talked to him, but he said he wasn't involved in the incident.
Robbery, I got $300,000 right now, all blue hundreds. I'm not robbing nobody.
He went as far as to say he would take legal action against the hotel security team because they put him in handcuffs. But he couldn't prove any wrongdoing on their part.
Y'all getting sued, y'all put me in handcuffs by the robbery. That's what's gonna happen.
As per the authorities, the musician was taken into custody once he was confirmed as the culprit by one of the individuals affected.
And why y'all taking me to a station?
As the rapper was being taken by the police, he asked them to go easy on his thumb because it was hurt.
Be careful with my thumb, it's broken. Be careful with my thumb. You see my scar? Be careful.
He was taken outside with his hands tied. As he was leaving the hotel where he was staying, the musician asked the police to let him get his $250,000 from his room.
Yes, sir. Hey, but wait, what about my belongings? Hey, what about my belongings? You can bring them with me, put them in the back of your car, put them in the evidence bag. Nah, it ain't no room to be secure, bro. I need my stuff. Hey, come record 625. Let me go get it. Y'all not gonna let me go get $250,000 out my room.
Later, DaBaby was put in the back of a police car and taken for questioning. He was then told to stay away from the area. Having learned about DaBaby possibly attacking a promoter, Boosie Badass supported DaBaby's decision to confront the promoter. In court the day after the incident, a video from CNN shows he was ordered to stay in jail without bail. This was because there was a warrant for his arrest in Dallas related to organized criminal activity. Right before the issue with the promoter, he was arrested in Charlotte, North Carolina for charges linked to possessing marijuana. He used Twitter to defend himself, saying the police were trying to show him in a bad light. He said they were trying to make a bad example out of me, when in reality, I'm the most positive example the city of Charlotte got, especially for anybody in the streets of Charlotte and the kids. Kodak Black. Kodak Black, also known as Juson Octave, was born in Pompano Beach, Florida on June 11, 1997. His mother, Marceline Octave, moved from Haiti to the U.S. He grew up in a place called Golden Acres in Pompano Beach, where his mom played a big part in raising him. Some artists have a more difficult time following the law compared to others. Kodak is one of them. Although it's not easy to measure how much this has hurt his career, it's clear that these situations haven't helped him. Some of the things he got arrested for seem so silly, especially when you compare them to similar situations with other rappers. During a mandatory anger management class on April 21st, 2017, he was accused of grabbing his therapist's arm when she wanted to call for help because he wouldn't leave a therapy session. Reports say she asked him to go because he was purposely disruptive by burping a lot during their session. 5 days after this incident, he was found guilty of breaking his house detention rules 5 times and got a 364-day prison sentence. But if he completed a life skills course, he could be released early. He finished the course and was released in June after being in jail for 97 days. He stayed away from the courthouse for the rest of 2017. However, this changed on January 18, 2018, when he made more dumb choices. This time, the police were alerted about a live video on Kodak Black's Instagram. In the video, the rapper was in his Broward home surrounded by weapons and drugs, and his child was nearby. Also, it is hard to believe he learned anything from the life skills course he took in prison. This is because when he wasn't getting into trouble with the law, he was sharing foolish thoughts online. In April 2019, he caused a lot of controversy by suggesting he might wait a year before being intimate with Lauren London, whose partner, rapper Nipsey Hussle, had just been killed. This led to strong negative reaction. On January 19, 2021, President Donald Trump reduced Kodak Black's 46-month sentence, setting him free. However, even though he was given this chance, Kodak continued to commit crime. On July 15, 2022, authorities pulled over the rapper's car after noticing that the window tint was darker than what is allowed by law. The whole incident, which eventually resulted in his arrest, was recorded on camera. The presence of his mother at the scene, desperately trying to secure her son's freedom, added an extra layer of surprise to the unfolding events. The video opens with police officers following the rapper's car. The officers claimed that the car's window tint was darker than what was legally allowed. However, when they spoke to the rapper, they noticed a smell of marijuana and proceeded to search the vehicle. The rapper denied ever smoking weed. Per the rapper's account, someone gave him a few marijuana buds at a gas station, but he denied consuming them.
I smell marijuana in the vehicle already. Do you have a medical marijuana card?
I ain't got a marijuana. This dude just gave me some weed. I don't even smoke weed. I don't got no weed in my system, like, but he just gave me a few buds at gas station. I wouldn't even smoke weed.
He gave you a few buds?
He just gave me a few buds. Like, I don't smoke weed though. I swear to God.
After admitting to possessing a few marijuana buds in his car without a marijuana card, officers made a deal with Kodak. They agreed not to press charges if they couldn't measure the amount of weed. Instead, he would receive a warning for the tinted windows and a citation for driving with an expired driver's license. However, during the vehicle search, the officers discovered a bag containing 31 oxycodone tablets, leading to his arrest. While sitting in the back of the police car, Kodak's mother arrived. In a strange display of maternal love, she pleaded with the officers to release her son and arrest her instead. She was willing to take on her son's charge. Wanting her son to be released badly, she went to the extreme of threatening to end her own life if the police didn't agree to let him go immediately.
Give me that child, please. What? Give me that child. No, mommy, chill. Don't do that, mommy. Please. If you don't want to do that, I'm gonna kill myself. Just saying, I swear to God. If you're not out Eventually, I'm gonna kill myself.
Trying to comfort her, a police officer opened the back of the vehicle so Kodak's mom could see him. Overwhelmed, she tried to show him how hurt she was because of what he did. This made Kodak very emotional. He cried, and his mom gently wiped his cheek. They hugged and cried together. Later, the rapper was charged with drug-related offenses. He was put on house arrest after being released on bail. Boosie Badazz. Boosie Badazz, whose birth name is Torrance Hatch, was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on November 14th, 1982. He grew up on West Garfield Street with his mother, Connie Hatch, who worked as a school principal. Boosie's father, Torrance Hatch Sr., passed away in 1997. As a young child, Boosie was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. In the 1990s, Boosie started rapping as part of the concentration camp, which was a famous group at the time. Eventually, he decided to pursue a solo career in 2000 and released his first album. After leaving his old label and group, Boosie joined Trill Entertainment, led by Pimp C. In 2002, he released his second album. Boosie gained a lot of influence in Southern hip-hop. He's been very active, releasing 13 albums on his own, 7 albums with others, and 44 mixtapes. In 2009, Boosie was sent to prison for drug and firearm crimes. In 2010, he was accused of murder and more drug offenses. He was found not guilty of murder in 2012. After serving 5 years for drug crimes, he was let out early in March 2014. He's known for sharing hateful views about the LGBTQ+ community and caused a stir by admitting to paying prostitutes for inappropriate acts with his own children. He has often faced legal problems in his career, especially serious accusations. But when he got pulled over on Tuesday, July 12th, 2022, it was for tinted car windows and for covering his license plates. The rapper got arrested because the police found a lot of marijuana and money in his black Cadillac SUV. He was with Deshaun Lawrence, who was driving, while the rapper sat on the passenger side. Later, a video came out showing that the rapper was calm at first, but then he got really upset around the police. People talked about how strange the situation was. The video starts with Boosie Badazz expressing intense frustration, indicating he's fed up with certain situations. He might be trying to show that he isn't hostile, but will push boundaries and annoy the officers.
Go in there and fight the police and spit on every body. Cause I'm tired, bro. I'm ready to roll me. Spit on every nurse in that. I'm gonna make you charge me. I'm gonna show you how I get down when I get locked up.
Boosie also indicated he's ready to face the police head on and is daring them to use force against him.
When these cops come out, I'm going out like a gangster. You gotta knock my teeth off, buddy.
He continues to challenge authority.
And you're gonna be sued like a dog. I'm ready now. I'm all the way ready. I'm gonna show them how I get down and be off. Why? I'm gonna punch on the first white boy I see in there.
Boosie threatens to spit on someone, indicating a provocative and defiant attitude. He also felt he was being targeted.
Any nurse, I'm gonna spit on that. I ain't playing. I'm ready now. I'm ready to go to jail. I'm getting targeted, bro.
Then, in an amusing turn of events, Boosie did something not very smart but funny. He told the police officers that there were many women at his home, and he offered their services.
Yeah, I got a lot of in my house right now. Yeah. I got like 35 at my house right now. If anybody wants they let me know.
He said that they stopped him because of his skin color and his job, suggesting that this might be why he was pulled over, indicating bias.
Car is not stolen. Registration is right. The tag is right. You motherfuckers are targeting my vehicle. If I was a white college player, you wouldn't with my vehicle.
The police officer issued 2 tickets to Boosie and his associate before allowing them to continue their journey. Glock 9, Jaquavius Dennard Smith is an American rapper known by his stage name, Glock 9. He became famous after being featured in YNW Melly's song 223S in 2019, which made it to the 34th spot on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. In 2018, he signed with Cash Money Records. On Friday, October 30th, 2020, Glock 9 was arrested because he had a gun he wasn't supposed to have. The police discovered a stolen Glock pistol when they pulled over the car he was in. They stopped the car because its windows were too darkly tinted. His friend, an unnamed woman, was driving the car. She also had her 1-year-old kid with her in the car. Detective Kavanaugh of the Orlando Police Department introduced himself and explained tinted windows and not stopping properly at a stop sign as the reason for pulling them over.
Hey, roll your windows down, please. Can you roll the back window down, please, as well? It's very dark.
Hello, ma'am. How are you? Detective Kavanaugh, the Orlando Police Department. You know why I'm stopping you today? You have window tint that's too dark, and you rolled past the stop sign.
The officer asked the driver if she understands the reason for the stop and the proper way to stop at a stop sign.
And you have to stop before the stop sign. You can't roll up to the intersection. You have to stop before the stop sign. Does that make sense?
The driver is asked for her license and insurance, and the officers inquire about any weapons in the car.
Any weapons or anything inside of the car? Sorry? I couldn't hear you. Any weapons or anything inside of the car? You what? Okay.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't catch that.
I said yes, but I have my license.
The officers smell marijuana and ask if anyone in the car has a medical marijuana card. The officers ask Glock 9 to step out of the car and conduct a search.
Does anybody inside of this car have a medical marijuana card? I'm sorry? No, and yes or no? No? Okay. Stay just like that, okay? Interlock. Thank you, sir. Have a step out.
The officers discuss the presence of the gun and inquire about its location. The driver mentions that the gun is under her seat and clarifies that it's legally owned and she has a concealed weapons permit. The police checked the gun's serial number and found out it was reported as stolen in Orange County.
All right, so like we talked about right before we ran the gun and all that kind of stuff, you told me you got it at a pawn shop, right? Okay, so the gun is coming back as a stolen status, okay? That doesn't necessarily mean that you stole it, but in order for us to communicate anything about that stolen gun, I have to read you your rights. Doesn't mean that you're under arrest by any means.
In an interesting turn of events, the woman who drove the car said the gun belonged to Glock 9.
No, it's not mine.
Okay.
But because I had my license, I asked if it was clean, to help out with somebody's situation.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
Okay.
I don't drive stolen guns.
According to what she said, Glock 9 brought the gun into the car after he was involved in a fight with his baby mama.
Okay, so you said that, correct me if I'm wrong, when you picked him up because him and his child's mother got into a fight. Was that part of the truth, or?
Yeah, I don't know what they had going on.
Because of this, Glock 9 was arrested and put in Orange County Jail, and he wasn't allowed to get out on bail. The driver of the car didn't face charges. In the hip-hop world, we often see rappers getting arrested for serious crimes like murder, assault, robbery, and drug. But it is worth mentioning that cases of rappers getting caught for fraud are very unusual. However, Glock 9 was also involved in a COVID-19 scam. He fraudulently got $10,000 from a federal program. He made a bank account in March and got the money on April 16th. He also shared a message about the loan on Instagram with people he knows. The Orange County Sheriff's Office found out about this by tapping his calls. Later, Glock 9 confessed to identity theft and possessing illegal guns. As a result, on December 15th, 2021, he was given a 7-year prison sentence. Polo G. On June 11, 2021, Polo G and his 16-year-old brother were stopped by Miami police. This happened as they were leaving Polo G's album release event, along with more than 10 others from his group. The police stopped their vehicle because its windows were very dark. At first, the famous rapper hesitated to get out of the vehicle. He then called his mom, who is also his manager, using FaceTime. Police officers asked everyone to get out of the vehicle to search for firearms. This happened because one of the passengers said the vehicle could stop bullets. According to the arrest report, the rapper didn't cooperate with the officer who tried to handcuff him. He even hit the officer. Because of this, Polo G was charged with 2 serious crimes and 3 minor ones. What surprised many people was how Polo G acted in a disrespectful way towards the officer in a video that was later released. The recorded video of what happened that night showed the rapper's bad behavior. At first, he made fun of the officer's financial situation and told him he wasn't rich.
Oh, here you go about the broke and about the money. Oh my God.
Polo G continues to mock the officer by questioning his ability to provide for his family if he were to die.
I'm just saying, you got $10,000 in your bank account right now. You got $10,000 in your bank account? I'm just saying, bro, because if you die right now, what could you give your kids? If you die right now, what could you give the lady that you in bed with?
He asks if the officer has ever bought his mother anything, specifically a car or a house. He uses a confrontational tone to challenge the officer's choices and contributions.
What could you give to your mama? Have you ever bought your mama anything?
Yeah, Mother's Day.
Did you buy your mama a car? Did you buy your mama a house? I did that. I did both of those.
So good for you, bro. I'm glad you did that.
The officer even tries to stay optimistic by saying he hopes to do that someday, but Polo G wasn't having it.
I would love to do that one day.
You would love to do it, but you never will.
And what is that supposed to make me feel like? A less of a man than you are?
Yes, that's supposed to make you feel like less of a man.
So what I gotta do? I gotta be a rapper? But I do provide. I do. I just don't know how to sing like you.
You talk about, you don't know how to sing.
I don't.
You know how to be a man.
Polo G questions the officer's legacy and asks what he could offer to his kids and loved ones after he's gone.
What could you get to your kids? You don't have you broke. I'm telling you what's real. What could you, if you die right now, only thing they can say is he was a good officer.
That's enough for me.
That's not enough for your kids, though, bro.
He suggests that the officer's role as a police officer might not leave a lasting impact. Polo G seems to be challenging the officer's sense of purpose and contribution to society. The police officer tries to defend his profession by mentioning that he's doing an honest job. He points out that money doesn't determine a person's value. Polo G is later seen at a police station, sitting in handcuffs. He tells his side of the story. He says he was stuck in the back of a police car for a long time in hot South Florida. The windows were closed and he passed out when they caught him. He said he fell asleep and woke up in the car. But the police say Polo G fought against being arrested the whole time, so he didn't faint. They also say he kicked the seats in the police car when they were arresting him. On the other side, Polo G's team says the police started bothering him and his younger brother right away. But the police say Polo G threatened them and fought against getting arrested, so they took him in. He paid to get out of jail on the same day. The police later said they would look into how they arrested Polo G to ensure they did everything right. This might be why they showed the video of the arrest. Offset. Offset's arrest was a lot like Polo G. They were both pulled over because of tinted windows. But in Offset's case, the police searched the car and found illegal stuff. Offset has been in trouble with the law since 2013, when he went to jail for breaking his probation after being convicted of burglary and theft. Even while in jail, he got into more problems. He was charged with battery and starting a riot. On July 23, 2018, Offset got into more trouble after a traffic stop that ended with him being arrested again. In 2021, he had a legal problem with a loss, Angeles car rental company called Platinum Transportation Group. He had rented a Bentley Bentayga from them in May 2020, but he kept the car longer, saying he didn't know where it was after July 4th. The rental company said that Offset didn't explain why he didn't give the car back, and he also stopped paying for it after July 25th. Let's talk about his 2018 traffic stop arrest. On July 20th, 2018, police in Clayton County got directions from ATFE agents. They were told to watch out for two cars. One was a 2014 Porsche Carrera owned by Offset. His bodyguard, Sine Gizan, was with him. Police were told to stop the car and check the people inside if possible. When they stopped the car, the police said they smelled marijuana. This led them to find 3 handguns, a bit of marijuana presumably weighing less than an ounce, and more than $107,000 in cash. The police thought the car's windows were too dark, but tests later showed the tint was legal. Offset, who had 2 criminal records, wasn't allowed to have a gun under the rule. As official records say, Gizan, who was also taken into custody, won't be in legal trouble in Clayton County. The papers explained that the state doesn't want to mess up an ongoing federal investigation about this case's important detail. They didn't give any specific details about the federal investigation. The Clayton County District Attorney's Office let go of all charges against the rapper on July 1st, 2019. But based on the documents, the District Attorney's Office is stepping back because the U.S. Attorney's Office asked them. This request is linked to a bigger ongoing investigation. Footage of the day he was arrested later surfaced. The video starts with police following Offset's Porsche. He parks at a gas station and 3 officers surround him. One officer asks for his ID nicely. Surprisingly, the rapper confidently says no and mentions he's famous. Funny enough, the officer doesn't know about Offset's fame or the Migos.
All right, you got your ID on you, sir?
Yeah, but why I'm being pulled over?
Well, you can't get your ID first, sir.
Why I'm being pulled over? I know my rights.
Sir.
I'm famous too, so
Okay,
I know my rights.
Okay,
I'm not gonna give you my ID till you tell me why I'm pulled over.
Well, sir, I need your ID, and then I'll tell you, so I know who you are, and then we'll go from there.
The police officer admitted to not knowing who Offset was, maybe to show he didn't care about his fame. The situation started getting more serious when Offset refused to show his ID and insisted on talking to his lawyer.
You said you're famous. Who are you?
I'm Offset Migos.
Who's that?
I'm not giving you my ID.
Sir, I need your ID, please.
I'll just call my lawyer.
Following the lawyer's call, Offset gave his ID to the authorities. The sheriff's office was there too, investigating why his Porsche was pulled over. The officer explained that they stopped him because the tint on his back window seemed too dark, which is against the law. Offset said he had just bought the car and didn't change the window. After they talked for a while to help Offset relax, the officer asked if there were guns in the car. Offset said no. Of course, this is not true.
Any firearms in the car? We asked everybody. Just for our safety and your safety. All right, none? Okay, appreciate it.
I have nothing in the car, man.
What's that?
I don't have nothing in the car.
As the officer would later find marijuana, a loaded firearm, and a lot of cash. If you like this video, just click on one of the cards on your screen to watch similar videos.